I became homeless in 2006, and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm really stuck out here. I'm cold, I'm freezing, I'm hungry, I'm dirty. Oh my God, I haven't showered in 2 weeks.
This bus stop is where we had to endure a lot of our homeless situation that we went through.
We've been through all seasons, Christmas, boiling hot summers.
Apartment on Kings Road. I live there 18 years. I cannot afford because my husband has stopped work. I have much less money. It's too difficult for me.
When I was put in the hospice, everything was either sold or thrown out. You know, to come from there to here, it's a long journey.
If you have a good home to sleep in at night, there's always hope for tomorrow, always. I said, if we have a good place to sleep, a good home, things will always get better. If you don't have a good home, it's hard to make it better. It's hard. West Hollywood gives you that peace of mind. You know, I thank God that they're here.
We believe that housing is a right of all people, safe and decent housing. Not only because it's important for the folks that are in the units, but it is important for the community itself.
When the city incorporated in 1986, one of the first charges was to protect and produce affordable housing. So this housing corporation was the mechanism that the city created to do it on behalf of the city.
We have developed 15 buildings. We have 390 units, and we house over 500 people.
We are creating architecturally stunning housing, environmentally sustainable housing, housing that fits into the neighborhoods.
What West Hollywood Community Housing Corporation does, I think, extremely successfully is represent the face of people that need housing.
I gotta say, it's a fantastic view.
Today is Beach's moving in day. He's officially signed the lease. He got the keys to the unit. Living room?
Yeah. Fine, thanks.
Beach is a pretty special guy. He's 79 years old, and he's been living with HIV since the mid to early 80s. So he's a long-term survivor of HIV, plus he's a senior.
All of my friends died. I was the only one that survived. It makes you very lonely, and it makes you feel like the odds of making it are very slim. So if you don't have assisted housing, you end up in some really scuzzy place.
Wow, looks good.
Well, it will come together. And I'm lucky to be here.
When you take seniors who have lost a lot of their mobility and they're having some issues with disability, you know, just putting them into a unit, it's not a quick fix. Our goal is to make sure that they're successful and that they stay housed, and that whatever those issues may be that would jeopardize their housing, we're there to help them through that.
Once
again, I want to say thank you to the West Hollywood Community Housing.
Спасибо за внимание, за доброту. Thank you very much.
West Hollywood Community Housing is one of the first organizations in LA County to create resident services programs for our special needs populations with great success.
This page is to be filled out by a medical professional.
We've created a number of relationships with organizations that provide services.
Which is how long ago?
We work with AIDS Project Los Angeles, Being Alive, Gay and Lesbian Services Center, food pantries, and Jewish Family Service. They have been great partners for us. We certainly couldn't do it without them. We provide the linkages to get to those services so that people are served appropriately.
They help me take medicine and do it exercises and help me with social life, and I feel very comfortable there.
I was living on the streets since I was young.
I've been homeless for about 3.5 years. In that period of time, I suffered a minor stroke, so I was in and out of the hospitals.
Linda is, you know, really like a sweetheart-like lady. She's not a person that had ever been under any of these kind of conditions. But as we went through this ordeal, it was just beating her down. It was really hard toll on her physical form.
Being sick and homeless is really a challenge. Besides watching out for dangers with people, you know, bumping into you, losing your balance, or knocking your cane, it adds to the stress.
Some of the worst experiences of being homeless is when you have no shelter to actually use the bathroom.
When we drove to this building, it was exquisite. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, this is it? I mean, it was a dream. It was a kitchen. I can cook. Lock the door, take a shower or bath, you know, brush my teeth every day, and wash my clothes.
And as we came in here, we knew for sure there would be no more rain on our bodies.
We see it as our contribution to not only the community of West Hollywood, but to the greater Los Angeles area to provide the housing that reduces homelessness.
Right. I was a nice kid, went to school. That part was fun. It was just after I grew up and came out that it was just a nightmare. The whole family turned on me, friends left me, everything. So you just get this feeling like you're just alone. So then I saved up my paychecks and I went on the Greyhound and I came to LA and I utilized the youth center services, and I've been in and out of almost pretty much all the shelters. I'm so sick of not going to sleep for 2 and 3 days. It's got to be something better. So then when I got here and I signed the lease, I actually signed the official lease, and then the owner gave me the key and it was in my hand. Yeah. This is going on Facebook.
It's much better to have a person housed in a unit rather than in a box on the street or in the alleyway or in your driveway. The ability of the city to house chronically homeless people has been amazing. They really have put an enormous amount of time, effort, and money so that they can get people off the street. What we do is urgently needed throughout the Southern California region. Not only is there a huge number of people who are homeless, but there are a huge number of people who are at risk of losing their housing. And we're seeing more and more people who are desperately looking for a decent place to live.
We had over 2,000 people applying for 40 or 41 units.
We just can't keep up with the demand.
Even though the economy theoretically is getting better, we're not seeing it at our level.
We were living with family. That didn't work out. We were staying in a motel, and we couldn't get an apartment because of our credit. We were paying $900 a month for a motel, remember? Okay, $856 for a motel. And every 27 days you had to move out for 2 days so that you couldn't establish residency. And every time we applied for an apartment, our credit rate went down because we had to fill out another credit application. I didn't realize that until later when they were going, you know, your score is dropping every time you fill out an application. And if it wasn't for places, you know, like West Hollywood, some people even like us who will pay their bills wouldn't have a chance to make it and be in a place like this.
Not many other people have the fortune to live here. Like, it's been amazing how people like us got here.
We had a Christmas celebration at our family property. We got Shelter Partnership to donate gifts. We got volunteers to be Santa and decorate trees and give gifts to the kids. We're really at the beginning of some pretty incredible programs in the next few years.
The corporation launched a Go Green initiative in January of 2011 that incorporates environmentally friendly practices in the day-to-day operations of the building as well as the lives of the tenants. So we're really excited.
So we're walking back to the rear of the property that we own on La Brea. We're going to have an edible garden, solar panels, gray water system, and also a rainwater collection tank so that the rainwater is actually reused to irrigate the plants.
We have a wonderful collection of buildings which fulfill many objectives of the city of West Hollywood, which are to be prominent landmarks. We work with architects who are extremely creative.
They don't just expect a product, they expect something better than the product. They expect us to understand that on the one hand we have a budget, on the other hand you need to provide a space that's going to be there for 40, 50 years.
West Hollywood is a small town in a big city.
all of us feel like we are part of the fabric in this community.
This is the best neighborhood I've ever been in my life.
We're really blessed to have a place. There wasn't a present under the tree, and there still isn't, but you know.
And this was the present.
This is our present.
We do great things in a small location with wonderful people who rally around us to say, keep going, do more, and keep doing what you do.
What does home mean to you? Love, warm, safe. Keep family going.